I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to recap Game 33 of the regular season. Rangers lose to the Flyers 2-1, and this was a depressing game. Igor Shesterkin had one of the best games of his career, and we lose. So I'm just gonna kind of roll on into it, right? There's no pretense. We lost a game that we could have easily won. We had a few really nice scoring chances we didn't convert on. We had a couple power plays we didn't convert on. And this game is a bummer. So, before we get into it, Igor Shesterkin is in net, obviously. And it is Mika Zibanejad's 300th game as a Ranger, which was a nice milestone. And let's get rolling. So after 5 minutes in the first period, right, the Flyers are taking a feel for the game of just throw everything you have at the net and hope something gets by him. And for a long while, it didn't look like it was going to work, right? For a while, it looked like Shesterkin was going to just stand on his head the entire game, which I know is kind of defeating the purpose of that saying, but it looked like he was just going to be a brick wall for the entire game. And he really was, 2 goals on 37 shots is incredible for Shesterkin, but it still happened. So, first 5 minutes, they're just peppering shots on him, and then at 10:31, the Rangers get a power play. And why do they get that? Well, the Flyers, who seemed very frustrated and kind of, in my opinion, played kind of a dirty game. Nothing egregious, obviously. I thought they were just roughing a lot, and not like get called roughing. They were just playing a much more physical, harassy game, just kind of being pests. And I get it, if you lose 9-0 to a team and then proceed to lose the next week 8-3 to that team, I get it. You'd be angry and not too happy about that. So I understand why they played that way. It was just very irritating to watch, and there was a lot of, not cheap shots, injury-wise, but there were a lot of just, cheap hits for the Flyers. I wasn't a big fan of how they played. I also wasn't a fan of the officiating, but, continuing on. So, 10:33, Mika Zibanejad tries to push one of the Flyers away. I believe it was Konecny. And he's like, hey, the play is over. Why don't you get out of my goalie's face? And he goes, how about I shove you to the ice instead? And maybe Mika Zibanejad sold a little bit. But the Rangers get a power play out of it. And then, at 9:06, the Rangers convert on said power play. They're passing it around in this gorgeous sequence in the Flyers zone. Adam Fox gets it. He passes it over to Strome, who is to Brian Elliott's left. He passes it tape to tape over to Mika Zibanejad right in front, tips it in, scores! And Mika Zibanejad, welcome to the Mika Zibanejad show, starring Mika Zibanejad. 7 goals in 3 games. And if you take out this game, that's 6 goals in 2 games. What if Mika Zibanejad's back, and I'm ecstatic about it. He played a great game today. I know he only had the 1 goal, but we only had the 1 goal. I thought Zibanejad was fantastic today through the game. So that's about it for the first period. There's just a ton of shots for the Flyers. I didn't think any of them were really high scoring chance shots, but after 1 period, Shesterkin has stopped 17 shots. And I didn't think we necessarily played a bad first period. I thought we were fine, but it would get not fine later on. So on to the second period. 16:58, Igor Shesterkin again makes another couple of great saves. A shot is deflected off of one of the Rangers' defensemen. Shesterkin stops it with his pads. And then the rebound with his right pad as far out, I know this is my hand, but as far out as he can go, gets another save. 2 great ones again. Shesterkin was marvelous today. So that happens. 2 great saves a little bit later on. 16:48, Keandre Miller for tripping. The Flyers get a power play. We kill that off a little bit later on. 12:14, Raffle for tripping on Fox, so the Rangers get a power play out of it. Again, we didn't do anything on the second power play, but I thought it was also a pretty impressive power play. I thought we did good. Then, where the disaster started. 9:48. Kreider takes a tripping call, and the Flyers get a power play. Cool, right? It's fine. We have a great power or penalty kill. We can kill it off. Then, 9:05. Kevin Rooney for tripping. 5-on-3 for 1:17. And not just that, but it's 2 players who are very key on our penalty kill. Kevin Rooney, who has really shocked me, and Chris Kreider, who obviously is a good player. So they're both in the box, and we kill off the 17, 5-on-3. We kill it off. Shesterkin is making some saves. It's all good. It's all cool, right? We're doing good. Then, 7:07. There's 2 men in front of Igor Shesterkin. It's a screen. It got tipped. It goes in. And here's the thing. He stopped the 5-on-3 power play and didn't let him do anything there, and they were getting a lot of shots. At this point, they had just an insane amount of shots. Like, what? There's nothing more that he could have been asked for at this point in the game. And really, in this game, there's not much more you could have asked him. The 2 goals were a tip and a screen. Anyway. A little bit later on, 1:54 left in the period. Myers, on the Flyers, decides, hey, you know what would be cool if I punched Alexis Lafreniere in the face right now, because, I'm mad. So he punches him in the face, and Lafreniere is looking at the official like, hey, I've been punched in the face. And they're like, yeah, I guess we'll call it. So the Rangers get a power play. We wouldn't do anything with it. On to the third. But after 2, Igor Shesterkin has faced 29 shots through 2 periods. That's more than you might face in a normal game. That's insane. 29 shots in 20 minutes, or in 40 minutes. That's absurd. And he was having a great game to this point, and I think he had a great game, but we couldn't cash in on it. Third period, 14:24, Jacob Trouba gets a little over-aggressive on a puck. The Flyers get a breakaway. He moves in, makes a move, goes from Shesterkin's right to his left. Shesterkin stays with him, glove, save, robbery! And he keeps it tied at 1. Which at that point, I thought, hey, that could be the changing point. It wasn't. 10:15, Artemi Panarin draws a penalty on the Flyers. The Rangers get their third power play. We couldn't convert with it. I thought that power play was awful, the third one. And then at 4:27, a Flyer and Brendan Smith are directly in front of Shesterkin to the point where he physically can't see the puck. He can't see anything. You can go back, you can watch it. He physically couldn't see where the puck was or where the shot was going to be. And yeah, it sucks. I have a hard time blaming this one on Shesterkin. I have a hard time blaming either of them on him. It was just bad luck. And that was pretty much it. I will say at 37 seconds left, the joy of the game was Adam Fox making 3 saves and not being a goaltender. One great one where he literally just stands in net like a goaltender. Like, no, I can do this. Don't worry about it. I can do what he does. Blocks one with his chest, starts to get around, they cough it up, and diving like Superman, makes a stick save that is unreal. And I understand we lost, but my God, that is an incredible play by Adam Fox. Just laying out and deflecting it. How do you have that level of hand-eye coordination that you can knock a puck out of midair with your stick while diving? And not even like a goalie paddle that's, kind of thick. It's just a normal stick. It's just a defender stick. How do you do that? And they made another one with a stick. That was a joy of the game. And that was it. Rangers lose 2-1. Now, here's the thing. I kind of expected to lose this game in a sense. Going into it, I thought, this is probably a game we're going to lose. After 30 minutes, I'm like, but Igor Shesterkin is kind of playing, Patrick Wall on steroids right now, so maybe there's hope. But, you can't embarrass a team twice and expect them not to get revenge. And that's what happened today. So, Mika Zibanejad had the goal. Stroman Fox with assists. Adam Fox has had now 6 assists, or 6 games straight with assists. And Igor Shesterkin had 35 saves on 37 shots. We play Washington tomorrow noon. And quick thing before I get into that. I am not sure how the recap is going to happen tomorrow, because game starts at noon, and there was, I hate to get sad and onto a sad topic, a close family friend of mine and my family passed away recently. There is a funeral tomorrow, and I am not going to skip out of that. So I don't know how the recap is going to happen. It will probably be at 9 o'clock at the earliest tomorrow night. And I also don't know if it's going to be in-depth like I normally do, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch the game at all, or a replay of the game, or if I'm just going to watch the 10-minute condensed game and talk about the main talking points for the game. I don't know yet, but just be aware that tomorrow's recap is going to be a little bit different, because it's either not going to be on time, or it's not going to be on time, and it's also going to just be talking about essentially the condensed game. So, that is all I have to say. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and go Rangers.